Wow, health workers to take oath not to Japa. Well, a lot of Nigerians has been reacting to this concern that health workers are being mandated to take oath now, not to Japa outside the country. And this has raised a lot of eyebrows. People are beginning to murmur. People are saying different things. After I take myself to school, pay my school fee, study hard, do everything I had to do, and then I get employment in the Nigerian system. We understand the system with a low pay and everything. And then I decided to look for a greener pasture. And now you are insisting that I don't have the right to travel out or to go elsewhere to practice my. Well, I like you to watch this video to the end. Share your opinion respectively on the comment sections. What do you think about this topic this morning? Let us know in the comment. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. Hear what Abati has to say about this thing. I'll be right back.
Government has introduced a policy requiring health workers to sign a bond committing to serve the state for a set period. This move aims to curb the exodus of medical professionals, commonly referred to as Japa. Now, under this new policy, health workers must take an oath and enter into a contract binding them to serve within the state for a specific duration. This initiative is part of the government's broader efforts to retain medical personnel and stabilize the health system. Now, the move reflects Akwa Ibom's interestingly proactive approach to tackling the growing concern of healthcare worker migration in Nigeria. Why do we always miss the point? Healthcare worker migration is in fact a big problem. A lot of health workers, a lot of people in tech are leaving. There's an exodus of these jobs. People are saying they want to look for greener pastures. But committing these people to, if you ask me, this is not a contract, is where you have two parties agreeing to the terms of a document. This is not a contract. This is to say we are compelling you and cajoling you to stay, because they need to agree for it to become a contract. But when you say it is now a policy, that takes away the contractual part of the entire conversation. It's no longer a contract. But then compelling these young people to say they're going to stay on what basis? What welfare is available to them as health workers? How are we sure that they will be able to practice and learn in the most efficient environments possible? So are we putting the cat before the horse? Because I'm not sure this is the solution to the problem.
Okay, look, you use the word bond. The state government in Akwa Ibom is, signing bond with healthcare workers. I will assume that that bond or the contract that you talk about will mean that the state government is responsible for the training of these health workers. We have it. If an agency or a state government is responsible for your training, they are giving you scholarship. They are paying for your studies. They are responsible for your training. They may say, okay, you take this training, you sign this document, and say, after your training, you will work for the state government for a certain number of years.
Yes.
After that, you can be free. If you are not free, outside that contractual bond agreement, then that will be slavery, which is against all known human rights conventions. So we need to know the details. Is the state government going to train these persons? If the state government is not the one training them, paying for their training, then the state government has no moral right to say you cannot take your talent where you can get the best service, remuneration, appreciation for your talent. The second thing is that we are in the age of globalization. So that this migration of labor is part of the reality of a globalized age. Talent skills will go where they can be better, appreciated and remunerated. Number three, it comes with a touch of irony. That at least one state is saying, oh, doctors, nurses, midwives, health workers have to stay in Nigeria. In this same country, we had a minister of labor who said, look, you people can go wherever you want to go. We have more than enough. You can go anyway. But the truth of the matter is that we have healthcare migration. You find doctors, nurses, all of them, most of them live in Nigeria because they get better opportunities elsewhere. The challenge is for the Nigerian government, whether state, local, or federal, to make sure that there are opportunities, not just for medical doctors or health workers, also for every skilled person or anybody in this environment to fulfill their dream inside Nigeria and to be properly taken care of by state and employers of labor. I always tell the story of someone who said, oh, he had an ailment, he went to South Africa. Somebody told him, oh, there's this special expert. He's the best in that field. Another is in South Africa. He said when he got to the hospital, they admitted him, they put him in this same expert they were talking about came out, a Nigerian. And he said, do you mean I left Lagos to come and be treated by a Nigerian in South Africa? And that is the truth that many persons have confronted. Nigeria is providing specialists, experts for other countries of the world because we have not created an enabling environment for our people to stay at home and contribute to the growth of this country. Even when we now entice those people in diaspora, we bring them back, we say there's a new government, we frustrate most of them with the way we run this country. A country should be able to keep its own talents and give them opportunities. This is the challenge. Well, sometimes maybe I too should Japa.
Should Japa, right? Yeah. Vimba, what about you?
No, she Japa already.
I Japa already. Well, I can reach. I can do a
She came
second.
from Zimbabwe.
You know,
came to join us.
I love Nigeria so much. Honestly, with all of its challenges, I really love it here. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. That's a sidebar, right?
No, you are here
I
for
just
life.
say I'm
You're here for
here for
life.
life. Yeah, I really,
And we
I
love
would.
it.
I'm not thinking about Japa, but bonding in the healthcare sector is common. I believe it's done in the UK, even in the US and Canada and so forth. And ultimately, it's almost like an internship scheme where you're saying that I've given you a scholarship, and in return for that scholarship, you're now going to have to serve me for such and such a number of years. So the important things that we have to note in that is, number one, Akwa Ibom government, we need to ensure that they are taking on the entire scholarship, the entire cost of whatever that training is, and all welfare involved in that. That's number one. And then number two, when it comes to that bonding stage or the internship stage, if I may call it that, again, the conditions that they work in, because most healthcare workers are leaving because they'll tell you, we don't have the necessary tools, we don't have, it's just such a depressing sector to work in, especially for those who are working in the public sector of healthcare. So at the end of the day, yes, this is something that can be done, but it doesn't address our root challenges, which is how can we create a system? Where can our social spending supplement the fact that our healthcare sector is suffering? Thousands leaving in their droves. We barely have enough doctors to meet our needs in the private sector, let alone in the public sector. So I think it's a great initiative if it's executed correctly, along with all the other buffers that are still required in the healthcare sector.